other words, you got to understand that even though the enemy tries to distract you, even though the enemy tries to disrupt you, even though the enemy tries to disencourage you, you've got to understand your promise is not going anywhere. Why? Because God has made it holy. Is there anybody in here who knows I'm getting ready to walk into Kadesh Barnea? I'm walking into my promised land. I'm walking into the promise that God has. I just want to teach just a little bit, but see, we got to keep this in mind, that all of us, amen, we've got to learn how to encourage one another. What are you talking about? Because if you were to place yourself in the shoes of one of those Israelites, even back then, you got to understand, amen, that after they were freed from bondage, after they were freed from slavery, and they were set on their way, after they were released from the shackles, and the chains and their wounds will begin to be mended. After all of that, after their eyes were opened, after they began to walk in freedom, you got to understand that they had to have some idea of what God wanted. Watch this. But what about you? That if you had any idea that for the next 40 years you'll be walking around in the desert, how would you feel if you had any idea that you were going to be walking around in an environment that was described as the wilderness? If you had any idea that you were going to be walking in a situation or a place that they call great and terrible, if you could just put yourself in those shoes, if you could just put yourself in that situation, amen, you would begin to think like I think. In other words, God told me there were three things that they had to know, and there are three things that you got to know about your storms of life. There are three things that you got to know, amen. Watch this. The first thing that God showed me, amen, that we all see storms or obstacles in our future. We all see storms or obstacles in our future. And then if we see a storm in our future, then we've got to know that sooner or later that you will be in the midst of that storm. And if you've ever been in the middle of a hurricane, then you've got to understand the third thing is that it will take the power of God to bring you out. You thought that it just stopped on its own? You got to understand that every storm has an expiration date. Just as soon as it had been formed, you got to know that it had a date, that it had to end. Just like, amen, that thing that you're going through even right now. Yes, you're going through, but thank God that you're going through, because if you're going through, that means you got to come out. Thank God that you're not stuck in the same place. Thank God that he's walking you through. So I understand that they knew they were going to see some storms. They also knew that this was not going to be easy. Preach, Pastor J. If they knew that that wasn't going to be easy, then they understood that they got a promise for God. And I'm talking to somebody in this house just saying, I've got a promise from God, but I'm over here, and the promise is over there. I'm still right here, but you got to know, amen. Somebody in here, you got to understand that there will always be drama between your dream and your destiny. Y'all don't want to talk back to me up in here. I came to this Presbyterian church to let the people of God know this morning that as you go and you progress to your destiny, the enemy will always try to rattle you up. It will not be a free walk to your promise and to your destiny. The enemy will try to make you quit. He will try to make you give up, and he will try to kill you in the midst of the process. Am I talking to anybody in here? Okay. There's always going to be drama between your dream and your destiny. So I can hear somebody in here say right now, well, preacher, you just don't understand this journey that I got to take. Preacher, you don't understand that this expedition that we getting ready to embark on is not going to be an easy one. Nah, ain't nobody ever tell you that it was going to be easy. And though it it's not easy. Although I got faith, preacher, this journey is going to be long. This trip is going to be long. Amen. Somebody in here is saying, on this journey, I've got to eat. Somebody is saying, I got to have clothes. I got to stay healthy. Somebody in here is saying, I've got to find shelter. And it's not going to be easy. And on top of this, this journey is not about me. I've got other people. Somebody is saying, preacher, I've got children that I got with me. I got a family that I got to look after. And on top of all of that, preacher, I've got weaknesses. I've got frailties that nobody else knows about but me. Am I talking to anybody in here? I've got some things that are going down on the inside. That nobody knows about. My pressure is high. I got sugar diabetes. I got high cholesterol, preacher. I've got arthritis. I got things that nobody else knows about. But I've got to be strong. Touch three people real quick and say, stay strong. Stay strong. Preacher, yes, I can see the storm coming. I can see the problems in front of me. I can hear the commotion. The bills are piling up. My company's restructuring. My business is going in the wrong direction. My health is eroding. And on top of all of that, I can see some things coming. And on top of all of that, I don't know how I'm going to make it. But I came here to declare to somebody in this house in today that God told me to tell you there is a way out. Y'all didn't hear what I said. There is a way out of the storm. Is there anybody in here who will trust in Jesus? Is there anybody in here who will hold on unto his unchanging hand? Is there anybody who knows that if I stay faithful and obedient, then he'll cause me to eat the good of the land?